Ich bin das Welcome all and one top of the rainbow. I am your host LaQueer, and you are tuned in to Topics of Cancer, where we talk about queer topics all the queer time. Why? Because we need to. Today's topic is thoughts are a noun, and I'm going to start it off by producing a quote from a Jonathan Safran Foer, if I'm saying it right. And he says, I think and think and think. I've thought myself out of happiness 1,000,000 times, but never once into it. Now, I just want you to think upon that right now. Just think upon that. And everything that I'm saying to you will hopefully eventually by the end of this podcast will have a greater, profound understanding. Has there ever been a situation where, or a problem where a thought that popped into your head that you thought on that, where you had everything right before you, however, you thought of every possibility that you lose or lost what you had? That could have been a wonderful, successful relationship, job, family, home. However, your own thinking of self-sabotage is what gained your loss. You see, how you react or respond in a situation it totally depends on how well you can control yourself. Outside sources, influence, and environments will always be there to distract you from whatever goal or task you have set for yourself. However, all those things all of those things do not have any power. Listen to this. They do not have any power to decide what emotions will play out. You want to know why? Because you, my dear listeners, are the only one who controls that power. Now, in knowing the capabilities of understanding that it's you, Y-O-U, or I say your own understanding of how a situation plays out will be the catalyst for your success. Understanding that from the day that we are born until the day we return to the ground, we begin to develop a worldly wise adornness to analyze. See, we can say this, that what we think attributes to our ways of survival. Our minds have such a tendency to make sense of things that are important to our lives and our own survival. However, what is not considered about, what our mind is not considered on, is our self-fulfillment, or what we exude as joy. See, the purpose of the mind is to alert us of potential dangers and situations. Now, how many times have you experienced a thought and desired to do the opposite? The word says that I know what's right, I know what's good, but yet evil is ever present and all around me. I know that I'm supposed to do the right thing, yet I'll always do the exact opposite. Now, another example is that you may have fear of dogs, which is due to the fact that when you were 7 years old, you had a bad encounter. And, me being a zillennial, which is whatever that word is, we suffer from PTSD, and that was due to the DARE program, right? This is your brain on drugs commercials, things of that nature. It's all in the mindset and the happenings of yesteryear. Now, our reactions are solely based on our past experiences, our environmental conditions, and other factors that make us susceptible to the way we conduct our actions and how we will react to the situation. Now, I'm not saying that anything is wrong with that, okay? I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that the mind is just doing its job. The caveat, though, is knowing that it is up to us to where the misunderstanding comes from when it comes it comes to our emotions, right? Understand that you are the key holders to how you respond to situations. Our minds govern how to react, and our soul only wants rest. Mind, body, us, and soul. Now, see, our minds cannot tell facts from fiction. Your mind can only produce, or your mind produces rather, if you will, many scenarios. However, it's up to you to dictate what is real and what's not. Once we can grab hold to knowing that we are no longer in an environment where we have to protect ourselves or worry or walking on eggshells to appease a partner or a family member, that's when you can finally gain control and confidence of who you are and what you are. We are the reactions, and those reactions turn into a response, which becomes your own voice of reason. We all have that talk, right? You know, I'm not going to be like my parents. I can't wait till I grow up and get out the house. I'm going to do what it is that I want to do. But question yourself, how did that turn out? The majority of the time, we do end up being just like our parents because of the environment and ways and situations that we grew up in. Is we're just creatures of habit. Now, it turns into fear, anxiety, frustration, bitterness, resentment, and the list goes on and on. To be totally free, let go of that mindset. Let go of what you could not control and embrace what you can. Yourself and your very existence depends on it. Again, your mind can produce many scenarios. However, you dictate what is real and what is not. Think of a situation where you went against a scenario ruminating in your mind. How did it turn out? Whether the outcome was good or bad, it was the response that took place in the initial action. An example would be let's just hypothetically say you want to rob a bank. You know, and you weigh the pros and cons of it. You may have some reasons for it and you understand it. However, with that, just with that initial thought, you say to yourself, that's an idea. That's something that we can start out from. And now you may end up turning yourself in, and knowing with that comes consequences. But sometimes being able to be 100% upfront with yourself can soften the blow. Everything starts with the thought. You thought about what you wanted to listen to. You thought about how you want your day to go. You even thought yourself into a situation. But it took action on your part to carry it out. Now, thinking, on the other hand, thinking takes time, energy, patience, if you will. And most of us will carry power. Most of us, all of us, needs power in order to carry that through willpower. We cannot control the thoughts that pop into our heads. However, we can control how long it stays there. You don't have to entertain a thought. Your thoughts don't possess power until you begin to think on it, invest in it. Look at it like this. Let's use suspicion of a partner. Now, you notice that each day, at a certain time, place, thing, whatever, your partner is producing similar behavior that was previously shown in the past with a parent, a partner who left you heartbroken, skeptical, and afraid or anxious. This is the thought. I should bring this to attention. The thoughts that's going through your head. Or, I've heard this before. Another thought would be that That's what XYZ used to do. Come home late every day on Wednesdays, or whenever XYZ would get a call or a text. These are just thoughts. Now, thinking is this. I should bring this to attention, but the last time I did, it turned into a big argument. And XYZ, left home and I was to blame. I heard this before, but when I believed it, it turned out to be a lie. When another thought is when XYZ got a call, text, and said it was a sister, but it turned out to be more than what it was. Or that's what XYZ would do, would come home from work late every Wednesday or every other Wednesday and find out that they were basically hooking up with other people. They were saying they were staying late for work, but they weren't. Now, these are not only examples, but actual thoughts and thinking of my own. I ruminated consistently on ways of an outcome of what could have made been better. If I only seen it coming, or even seen the clues and context were followed with my first thought. Thoughts go far beyond your own mind. The thinking, that's when the suffering and self-sabotage begins. Now, you might say, well, damn, how can I turn my negative thoughts into positive ones? Well, if I tell you, it's all in your reaction to the way you respond to the moment in action. Your emotions determine how you will play the scenario, which is the natural present state you're in. Ask yourself this and be honest. Where did it come from? You know that you're no longer in that situation anymore, so why are you feeling like this? The answer is false evidence appearing real or fear. Your mind has a job to do. It's a job to protect you, as it should. However, it's your job to tell your mind, hey, we're okay. Tell yourself, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And release it. Turns out that loving yourself is the greatest way to improve yourself. As you improve yourself, you improve your world. Give it understanding, meaning. What's done's done, which technically can be easier said than done. However, it is a start. You want to improve your life? This must come, and this might come, as a surprise. It all starts with you. Conviction. We are all convicts institutionalized within our own cell, which is our mindset. The majority of time we ask our thoughts and we take our thoughts, and it's not exactly what it is that you think. If someone were to ask you a question, are you giving the thought? Are you actively giving what you think? We all and we will always have our thoughts, which are not always bad. Once we are able to move to thinking and take that out and separate that, that's when our emotions start to come together, which shows your true self. And sometimes you might not like the image in the mirror. Thinking is the root of all our suffering. So, in conclusion, how do you know that if your thoughts are of divine, motivated, positive thinking? When your thoughts produce a feeling of positive joy and compassion. Everything else is all in your head. Negative thoughts produce negative emotions, as positive thoughts produce positive emotions. Understand this. Thoughts are a noun. However, thinking is action. Consider yourself today and say, thoughts may pop into my head. However, I do not have to sit and allow those to take control of my mind and my time. Collectively sit together and just think on that. Allow the thoughts to come through and leave. Take what you need, or as they say, chew the meat, spit out the bone. It's the main key to having a successful, peaceful, joyful life that only, again, you have control of. I, too, am a victim of this, of overthinking, overanalyzing, and it's mainly due to past hurts from family, friends, even ex-lovers. However, everyone deserves a clean slate and another chance in order to progress in this journey. If you're going to do a walk of self-healing, you need to look and see that there's 2 footprints in the sand. Yours and the past. We have to begin, and I implore you to begin to think to yourself, pat yourself on the back, give yourself grace and understanding and knowing that my thoughts are a noun, but they're nothing without action. Choose right thinking. Choose positive thoughts to produce a positive outcome. Well, I am LaQueer. I do thank you for tuning in to the podcast, Thoughts of Cancer, where we talk about queer subjects all the queer time. Why? Because we need to. I would like to extend my gratitude to all my listeners, to all my followers, to each and every one of you who take the time out to just listen to what I have to say, my feelings, my emotions, and my cares, thoughts, and concern. Again, remember that we are living in a society today where it's all microwave, instantaneous. Some people do things without action, and some people do action without things. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, then it's not meant for you. But if you do, it's for you. Remember, you can always catch me every Wednesday at 4 o'clock with different topics. If there's something that you would like to speak about, leave a message and let me know just exactly what it is that you would like to speak upon, and we can tap into that. Also, if you would like, you can catch me on TikTok as it's pronounced LaQueer or Topics of Cancer, and leave comments, like, or if you just want to catch up on daily inspiration and motivation. Remember, as I always say here, that if you have not heard it today, I just want to let you know that I love you, you love you, we love you. And always remember to be true, to be you, unapologetically. Until next time, all is well.